Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for game number 2 between Power Falcons and Undead Phoenix. It is time. Why are people inviting me to play Dota? I am not... Oh, jeez. Anyways. Alright, so getting into this game. As I said, this is a best of 2 series, which means that teams play twice, and you basically get a point for each win that you take. So you have a potential to grab 2 points each match, or it can go 1-1. Or each set, you can grab 2 points. Those contribute towards your league points, and at the end of the season, the teams with the most league points will take off in a playoff round, which gives them a opportunity to take home the grand prize. Now, right here, Power Falcons was sitting on top of they were tied for first in their division, which is the 3rd division in the AD2L Tuesday League. They were tied for first, and Undead Phoenix is tied for 4th, which is second last. Due to the way it's broken up, I think there's 10 teams here, but there's only 5 positions because there's so many people with similar scores. So, yeah. So anyways, with that first victory, Power Falcons have picked themselves up a second league, or a 6th league point, which leaves Undead Phoenix feeling pretty sad and down towards the bottom of the ratings. So if they want to make something happen, they really got to bring it in this game and show us what they're made of. So, getting into this game, we have, actually I think, almost identical bans to last game. I think the Timbersaw was banned in place of the Bristleback, which was then picked up first. So we're seeing a pretty similar draft. Timbersaw will be replacing the Bristleback instead.
5 seconds remaining.
But that's about it. So in the beginning, actually,
reserve time.
I don't know where I was going with this thought. It was there and then it left me. But anyways, getting into the game here, and Undead Phoenix decides they want to go for the Bane Mirana style that Power Falcons picked up in the first game. So we are seeing a completely reverse draft. So this is pretty interesting actually. Okay, so Undead Phoenix is going to be snagging the exact picks that Power Falcons grabbed in their first 2. And as I said, Timbersaw replacing the Bristleback, but still pretty similar heroes in their own right. They both kind of serve the same purpose, they do the same things. That is just kind of what they do. So,
5 seconds remaining.
So pretty interesting here. I'm curious to see how this plays out. Anyway,
reserve time.
Power Falcons, if they stay tried and true to what was going on last game, what was the second pick? What was the second pick? What did they grab themselves? I can't remember. Anyways, they go to Dazzle. They're going off the grid. Going towards Dazzle, man. And this tells me a couple things. Now, Dazzle, a pretty good pickup all around, but he's generally picked when you want somebody to go apeshit. When you want somebody to be able to just fight.
10 seconds remaining.
Heroes that contribute really well to that are, we've got heroes like Husker, which can just chunk down his own health until he's almost dead and then get shallow graved and continue to do massive amounts of health. Heroes like the Bristleback, though Bristleback is banned out, but he's a hero that can kind of just get in there, get to low health, and then just keep fighting. I would actually be banning the Husker right now if I were Undead Phoenix. That is the most popular combo to be used with that Dazzle, and so I'm a little worried. If this Husker comes out, it could destroy them, and yeah, we'll see. Anyways, Abaddon, Dragon Knight, Storm Spirit, and Rubik being the bans out here. So Viper is picked up by Undead Phoenix.
Radiant team pick.
I wonder what the justification for that pick was. Because Viper is usually picked as a counter pick to somebody who really destroys your mana pool or dominates the lane. He's a lane dominator in and of himself, so it's easy to fight back and, just kind of slap people around. He works especially well against the OD, and they could have just been picking that to deter Power Falcons from taking the OD. They say, okay, well, now you just can't pick the OD because we got a Viper. So, I mean, it could work, but... Viper is like I said, he's a good hero, but he's another hero that you can kind of draft around. You can pick heroes that work against him, work kind of around him so that you don't directly damage him. Hitting Viper means that you're going to get some damage in return. So if you have low amounts of damage, you're going to be eating a lot of damage in return. So you need somebody who's bursty, but can maneuver around him. So someone like a Queen of Pain, who doesn't really have to jump on him. She can just use Scream of Pain to farm creeps. And then if she wants to absolutely go, she can jump in, do all the burst damage, slash him down all at once. So Power Falcons have a bit of an opportunity to counterpick him here, but we might just see, you know, a standard mid laner that will just kind of trade evenly with him, like a Storm or an Invoker, or you know, something along those lines. We'll see. Anyway, Shadow Demon picked up by Power Falcons. So they've got an interesting lane. Shadow Demon's usually used for a combo pickup, whether that be with a Mirana, whether that be with a Lina, etc. But seeing as there's a Dazzle on the field, and there's not too many carries left that can really take advantage of Shadow Demon's disruption, I think it's just more as a defensive thing. They want to run like a defensive lane, keep their carry safe, and avoid any of the bullshit that comes out of a Bane Mirana. As well, you have the option to disrupt any target who is nightmared, which saves you from arrows as well. So, like I said, very defensive lane. They are going to be running it on the safe lane for sure. And, you know, they'll just be trying to dodge the pressure from that Bane Mirana like Undead Phoenix failed to do in the first game. Now, Nyx Assassin picked up, not entirely sure why. Like, they've picked two specific OD counters, and Nyx Assassin works pretty well with the Bane Mirana. Like, he's just a good hero in and of himself, but I'm kind of iffy about it. Nyx Assassin generally has been having a harder time since they nerfed his Impale. It is no longer a targeted ability. You have to line target it by clicking on the ground, which means that Nyx is actually more often than not will miss their stun. And it's pretty funny to see, but I think with the amount of defense Power Falcons have on their team, between Shadow Demon Disruption, between the Timbersaw Reactive Armor, between Dazzle, Shallow Grave, and Shadow Wave, Invoker, being able to go in Viz, being able to Deafening Blast, etc., it's going to be really hard for Nyx to find these pickoffs. And, you know, he might be able to find some here and there, but if Shadow Demon's got a itchy trigger finger, the second he gets stabbed with that Vendetta Strike, just double tap Q and he should be safe for a few moments. Anyways, getting in this last pick here, we're looking towards picking up a carry for Power Falcons and probably an offlaner for Undead Phoenix. So, what? Oh, yeah. Okay, no. For a second, I that registered backwards in my mind, and then I saw the Weaver banned by Undead Phoenix, and I'm like, why are they banning an offlaner? I don't get it yet.
5 seconds remaining.
Anyways, OD banned out here by Power Falcons, and they saw that two direct OD counters were snatched up, and that a mid laner, or mid/offlaner, Viper could go to the offlane as well, but mid/offlaner was missing for Undead Phoenix, so they get rid of the OD. Very worthwhile ban, I believe, because if that was picked up, it could cause them a lot of issues, especially with that Invoker. Invoker does fare pretty well against OD, because he can kind of just regen through the harass and, you know, use Forge Spirit to get last hits, but, you know, he still does fare pretty poorly. So it'll be interesting to see what these last two pickups here. Both teams have a little bit of versatility in them, but I think, like I said, Power Falcons will be looking for their hard carry, and Undead Phoenix will be looking for an offlaner. Now, Clockwork. Alright, so mid lane Clockwork. Mid lane Clockwork it is. And that was actually what Power Falcons ran in the last game. So Bane, Mirana, Clockwork, all three picks by Power Falcons are now on the side of Undead Phoenix for this game. And so yeah, this is pretty interesting. I'd like to see how this turns out. Anyways, Power Falcons now looking towards their last pickup. Like I said, probably looking towards a hard carry, and considering that they have such ability to keep somebody safe, I would be tempted to say that they're going to go for a greedier carry, whether that be someone like a PA, maybe even a Spectre, an Anti-Mage, etc. Somebody who can just kind of abuse the fact that they can't die. Husker is also a really good pick, as I said. With that Dazzle, it's going to be really hard to finish him off, and he will dish out tons and tons and tons of damage. And he's kind of got that burst damage for Viper, like I said. It doesn't work as well against the Nyx Assassin, but, I mean, whatever. He'd pretty much demolish Clockwork. Bane Mirana, yeah, he's okay. I mean, he gets shut down by Bane, but yeah. I have a feeling Husker pick incoming. I would love to see it. I would really, really love to see it. I hope they pick it. I hope so. Hope so. We'll see in a moment here. Like I said, they can pick any really greedy hero they want. Spectre would actually work really well with their team too. I would like the Spectre pick. Not sure though. Morphling. All right. I'm cool with this. I am totally cool with this. So interesting what I was saying though, because I was saying, you know, they should pick a really greedy carry. And Morphling, generally not considered greedy, he's more considered safe. Now, he does have a lot of burst damage on him, he can jump into a fight and really blow people up, but considering that he has strength gain, that he has waveform, that he has replicate, he's actually a really safe carry. He operates much like Weaver does in the fact that he likes his stats, so he goes for early Lincoln Spheres, whether that is before or after a core item. You know, the waveform can get him out of almost anything. Like, I mean, it's a cliff irrelevant dash, pretty much, which will let him get anywhere. And replicate, if you use it smart, pretty much means that you'll be able to escape any gank anywhere, anytime. So, I really like the Morphling pick, but it'll be interesting to see how it works out, because like I said, I think they could have gone a lot greedier. So, anyways, introducing our teams. We've got Atreides here on the Morphling, Eva 01 on the Shadow Demon, Koopa playing on the Timbersaw, Proat dying. The first game I said like Proat dying. I just like read that first section as one. I don't know why. Proat dying, playing the Invoker, and Jumbo on the Witch Doctor. Down in the bottom lane, we see an early smoke gank by Professor Felix on the Mirana, Quasar on the Nyx Assassin, and Zaruthian on the Bane. So I'm not going to introduce the rest of them because I really want to keep an eye on this gank. This could very well be First Blood if they do manage to find somebody. And are they going to sneak into this jungle here? Because Morphling morphed all of his strength away. He has 300 health. I mean, even a stray arrow will kill him. And they're coming up on it. Oh my god, they pop the smoke. There he is. Boom. Dead Morphling. You are not going to get away from that. They disrupt him, but the arrow's going to hit him anyways. There it goes. Oh, it catches one of the illusions. No. Denied. Good play by the Shadow Demon, and they will escape that with nothing but 120 mana missed, and trading that for 100 gold, I would say is worth it. Definitely thought Morphling was going to take a fall there, but I kind of didn't register in my brain that those illusions would pop out. I think I probably would have been calling that a little differently if I had remembered about that part of disruption. Anyways, Viper's going to be playing on this mid lane, and we're going to have the Clockwork on the off lane. Wait, why was I saying Clockwork mid earlier? Did I say mid-Clockwork? I don't think I said mid-Clockwork. Maybe I did. I'm stupid. I don't know. Whatever. We got a really aggressive ward here, right in behind the tower, so they're going to be looking for those pickoffs as early and fast as they can.
Double damage.
Like I said, Undead Phoenix trying to play the aggressive game that Power Falcons was playing last game, and it's kind of interesting, because once again, we have a Bane Mirana tri-lane up against a safe and defensive tri-lane. Now in this case, the safe and defensive tri-lane has a lot more safe and defensive ability. Last game, they had a stun, and they had Aphotic Shield, which was pretty much all they had to deflect that. But now they've got the Disruption, they've got the Shallow Grave, they've got the Shadow Wave, plus they've got Strength Gain and Waveform to keep them out of fights. So I think they're going to be okay. But Mirana, grabbing herself an early double damage rune, is going to mean this Morphling will not be able to farm for a while. If he gets close at all, gets impaled, it's toast. I mean, once again, he's got that. He's got the disruption ready to keep him alive, but something you got to worry for. Anyways, on this mid lane here, we've got the Invoker versus the Viper. Like I said, these two will trade pretty well. That was what I was saying during the draft when I suggested the Invoker pick. It's just kind of how that's going to work out. Invoker generally safe. He's got a lot of range to him. He's got a lot of health regen, so there's not much that can really tick him down. And same with the Viper. I mean, he's just a very strong hero. You can't pick a direct fight with him, and you can't really poke him down either because of his ability, his corrosive skin. I was thinking like toxic skin. I'm like, what is that? I knew that. Anyways, Clockwork and Timbersaw are going to trade pretty evenly. Clockwork actually beats Timbersaw if he can get him in the cogs, which is the big stipulation there. Because if Timbersaw just pokes him down with that Whirling Death, he'll actually start to demolish Clockwork in this lane. But one unlucky maneuver can really cost Timbersaw that lane because he just can't pull out of it. Anyways. Down in the bottom lane here, now gaining some ground, Morphling getting himself a couple last hits. If we refer to the chart, we see Invoker sitting right on top of that chart with 10 last hits, not a single deny, and Viper trading 2 of those last hits for denies of his own. So relatively even mid lane. The Clockwork is doing all right. He's trading actually pretty much even with the Timbersaw. Morphling not doing too well though. He's got himself 2 last hits to Mirana's 8, and he's going to be really struggling to find those last hits in this lane. Is Viper going to find himself a rune here? He has purchased himself a bottle, so he'll be able to hold on to that, but that could mean a very early gank, because Viper is a damn good ganker with those slows. So we'll see if he chooses to pop that off. We have a pause coming out here by the Shadow Demon, and apparently Koopa's having some serious lag, so he's going to reconnect. So we will have a moment here to just relax, think about this game, think about life, think about the way that the waves flow when they are charging into battle and destroying people. I'm going to grab myself a sip of water. My throat is feeling a little bit sore. Anyways. What am I doing here? Oh, there we go. All right. Whoops. There we go. All right. So down. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We got the pause finished off, ready to go, and here it comes. So back into this game. As I said, both teams. Oh, here we go. We got a Nightmare out on this Morphling as soon as that pause is broken, but they're juggling it decently, trying to pass that on to the Bane, but they're still looking for the Morphling instead. And there goes the Disruption to save them from the arrow. So as I said, very defensive. It's going to be hard to land those combos. And now they're turning this around onto the Nyx. Waveform forward, doing a lot of damage. And defensive Nightmare comes out, but he does drop to the Shadow Fiend. So Dazzle takes that Nightmare so that they can get that kill. Working really well for them there, and they managed to pick up first blood. So Power Falcons sitting in a very strong position so far. Like I said, it's going to be hard for this lane to be aggressive in any way whatsoever. Mid lane, we've still got decently even trade. Invoker's actually rocking this lane in terms of last hits right now, but oh my god, what? Oh, a Sunstrike. Sunstrike finished that off. Looks like they just got a Disruption Sunstrike onto the Mirana and just toasted her. I really didn't realize that, yeah, she was so far back. Take a peek at mid lane and boom, it's gone. Anyways, Viper pops off that haste rune, will walk bottom and find himself a double damage, and there's no way that he's not going to gank with this. Yeah, he's coming right around, and he's going to walk back here. There are no wards to spot this out. There is no way for Power Falcons to know that this is coming, and there goes the Viper. He pops off the DD, he's got 2 runes active, he is going. The Sunstrike actually comes out, and he's going to land on him, but I mean, it doesn't matter. He's so fast, he does so much damage. He's trying to get this Morphling now, but oh my god, he goes back in. He's trying to finish off the Viper, but it's just not going to happen. He drops. Viper gets away with a small fraction of health, and will manage to pick himself up a couple of assists there. Who got those kills? You got Nyx Assassin grabbing one and Bane grabbing the other. So not exactly where you want them. They would have been preferable on the Venomancer, or on the Venomancer, on the Viper or the Mirana, but you know, it's gold. It's golden. Good times, good times. Anyways,
Dire's middle tower is under
turn to the
attack.
mid lane now, Viper, and this lane, like I said, still trading pretty evenly. Both heroes just, you know, doing their thing, and that's about it. Looks like they're looking for some aggression here. Mirana was looking for a place to throw her arrow. Does not find it. Bane not being too aggressive himself, staying a little bit further back, and nothing's going to come of that quite yet. Down in the bottom lane. Oh man, arrow just misses. Sunstrike goes out and does actually manage to catch him, but what an impale. Bane's trying to run away from this. He popped himself off a brain sap, and he's going to... oh, he pops off that sap, but it does get broken by a stray auto attack almost found himself a courier there, but that does actually disengage. I really didn't think they were both going to get out, or everybody was going to get out of that unscathed. There's some damage taken, but that was about it. So Morphling really needs to get his CS up in this lane. They're starting to get a little bit of control now that they've dodged a couple of these combos. So Morphling really just got to focus on getting his last hits up. He is only 3 behind Mirana, but she's doing pretty poorly herself. They could be a lot better off. Both mid laners and off laners are above both of the carries right now. And Viper going to find himself another haste rune. He's got his ultimate now, and there are no wards. Actually, there was a ward spawning Matt. We'll see if they do react in time, though, because I think he is aware that they are here. There was a ping coming out. Yeah, they know the lane's being pulled, so they're just waiting. Haste rune gets popped off. Nyx is here, ready to go, and Power Falcon playing this really safely. Dazzle actually getting himself caught underneath the tower to a couple of creeps. Eats an arrow and drops really quickly. TP is coming in by the Timbersaw. They're looking to try to make this fight happen, and oh my god, they blow up the Mirana super quick, looking for the Bane. They finish him off as well. Viper trying to fight this up, but the strength gain is just too much. Oh my god, he just managed to survive, but Timbersaw gets himself another kill. Sunstrike comes in, gets the kill as well. 4 heroes down to just the Morphling, and I think Dazzle dropped as well, but TP'd himself back in. So what an exchange. Power Falcon's coming out on top in that, but oh my god. Hookshot in for the Clockwork, looking for that pick-off. He doesn't have enough for the flare. He needs to switch his boots in to just throw off a flare, or even a cogs to get himself out of this, because he's getting chased out pretty hard. They're looking for him. The Timbersaw is there. Good impale, blocks them off, but he's, oh my god, the Morphling jumps in and takes that kill before the Sunstrike can get him. I think that Sunstrike was going to land if it manages to hit. Anyways, Nightmare goes out on this Dazzle, but there's nothing to turn it around onto. There is no impale, not enough mana on that Nyx. So, wow. What an action-packed couple minutes there. 7-4 is your kill score, 7 minutes and 50 seconds into this game. Power Falcons really taking control of the game right now. Up in this mid lane. Mirana has now rotated up here to see if she can fare a little bit better against the Invoker. Invoker has gone for a fast Midas, so he's got himself those infinite levels galore. He has gone for that 1 point in Wex early, which means it will delay his double Forge Spirits, but it'll give him a little bit more versatility in terms of spell usage.
Invisibility.
Up in the top lane, Timbersaw and Viper are now going at it head-to-head, and Timbersaw is going to be getting the worst end of this exchange, but like I said, he's got a lot of burst damage on him, so if he ever feels like just going on this Viper, there's not a lot to stop him. Anyways, Disruption goes out onto the Dazzle. They're looking for it, but what a good impale. Catches all 3 heroes and blocks them off. This Nyx, oh my god, he's been playing so well. My hat's off to him. He's just been, he's saved a couple people from imminent death already. And anyways, mid lane, we got some action here. Clockwork jumps in. They're looking for that Invoker, and somehow that arrow missed, but they do still manage to pick off Invoker. He drops 1 more kill going the way of Undead Phoenix, and like I said, they are bringing it this game. They, you know, rallied from their rather utter defeat last game, brought it back, and now they're sitting on a decent chance to take this game. They are still behind, and I feel they did get outlaned a little bit, but I think they're still doing all right. Top lane here, Clockwork going to return up to his lane to fight off that Timbersaw, who's been up here pretty much solo, except for that gank that he, or that, I guess, teleports assistant he made. Looks like he's going to be rushing straight for a Bloodstone. He's got himself a point booster, and he's got the Arcane Boots, which will eventually become that point booster in a couple moments here. Invoker back down to mid lane, and Dazzle kind of just chilling here. There's no real reason for him to be here. Morphling now has himself some space to free farm, so he'll be getting his last hits up a little bit. He is higher than Mirana on the CS at this point in time, and those 2 heroes are going to stick around pretty evenly throughout this course of the game. As we see some TP support coming in here, Bane looking to see if he can hook around to the trees, but that was spotted by the Morphling, so he's going to back himself off, hide in the trees, and just stay a little bit further down so that he can't get caught out. Nyx is Vendetta'd up, looking for a pick-off, but he's just not going to find it as this Morphling is playing really defensively. And it's up in the mid lane. Got or up in the mid lane, up in the top lane. Still, pretty much what we've expected from this lane all game. Both heroes just kind of going at it. Timbersaw having a slight advantage, but like I said, that can turn around in an instant if he gets a good set of cogs off. So This game's kind of stabilized for the moment. Both teams just kind of staying relatively safe. We do have a smoke gang coming up here, the Dazzle and the Shadow Demon coming in towards this lane where the Morphling has been solo, and gonna look to see if they can grab themselves a kill here. Now it might have been spotted out by Undead Phoenix that that rune just kind of suddenly disappeared, and so they could be aware of this. They are playing pretty far back, so I would say that they know that this is happening, but there's no way to really confirm that. They play pretty far back. Dazzle and Shadow Demon show themselves. Not really much else to get done there. They do decide to go for it. Shadow Poison on the Bane though, and Nightmare goes out onto the Dazzle. They fire the arrow. Good disruption dodges that. So they're going to be able to save Dazzle. For now, the Impale goes out, does manage to catch Dazzle, but the Shadow Purge goes out onto the Nyx Assassin. They are trying to fight this off. The Shadow Wave almost saves Dazzle. Is he going to survive? No, he gets hooked in from the back line. Morphling still trying to finish off the Bane, but not going to matter. Oh my god, he turns around before he gets Sunstrike. What a fight. We've got one hero down from each team, Nyx and Dazzle. Missing that Timber Chain is the Timber Sauce, so disengagement with 2 supports dropping. So that definitely went a lot cleaner than it could have. We could have seen a lot of blood spilt in that fight, especially considering all the rotations that came in. But you know, that's how the cookie crumbles for now.
Middle tower is under attack.
See an arrow flying in, just missing that Invoker, and pressure going to be coming out on this tier 1 tower now. There's a good chance that this will fall here. There's a lot of pressure and not a lot of support. I mean, the Nyx is here, but he's looking like he might get blown up here right off the bat. He does pop off the Spike Carapace, but it doesn't matter. He gets blown up really quick. Invoker grabs that kill, and like I said, pressure on this tier 2 tower, or this tier 1 tower. Tier 1 tower.
Is under
Like a
attack.
tongue twister, except I'm bad at it. Anyways, bottom lane, this tower drops, and that will be it. So, Power Falcons grab themselves a relatively early gold lead in the form of 3 kills and a tower. If we refer to the graphs on this one, we will see that they are about 4,000 gold up at this point, and EXP a little bit less, just because there's only been that one real team fight. 3,000 XP their way, and that's going to be about it. No more pressure on this tower as they don't have any more creeps, and support is going to start coming in soon, so they back off and opt to defend their mid lane. Get a good Shadow Purge out on this this Viper. Jeez, man. Anyways, so they get the haste off and on that Viper, and he runs himself away. Anyways, down in this bottom lane, Clockwork just hanging out with the Nyx. Not really getting much done there. Morphling was farming up, but he's going to be forced out of there. Anyways, so back towards mid lane. Got 3 heroes here, possibly looking to push this out. They've got momentum on their side. They can start to look towards that tier 1 tower, but you know, it's that's about it. It's the Venomance. Jeez, man, jeez. Viper and the Bane here to defend this, and I think this lane's gonna get pretty passive. Invoker retreats himself to the jungle to use off that Midas, and the Morphling and Viper are just kind of trading back and forth here. You see the Shadow Demon coming in from behind with that Shadow Purge right off the bat. Strength gaining as he tries to fight this, but Disruption goes out onto the onto the Bane, sorry. But Shadow Demon's getting himself caught out here. There's no way for him to survive this. He's slowed up. Oh, they don't pursue. They do not pursue. Anyways, Invoker comes in. He's looking for action. Drops a Meteor, but it's going to completely miss. Just barely catches the Bane. Good Impale catches them both out, and the Dazzle now gets chased down really low, and the Shallow Grave is not enough. He gets caught out, but what a hook by the Clockwork. Catches 3 in the Shadow Walk. Or the Shadow Walk Ghost Walk. Jeez, man. Comes out. Invoker still walking away in his invis. Looking for Timbersaw, though, and they know that Invoker's here. They don't have any True Sight, but who knows? Who knows, man? $10 and 8. Now your kill score here at 15 minutes 35 seconds into this game, and Boker making a pretty solid mark here. He's only 1-1-1, but he's got a lot of creeps under his belt. 80 creeps, 15 minutes into this game, and he's got himself a Midas as well. So a lot of gold that he's sitting on there. I wonder if he's going to go straight for their Blink Dagger or go towards an Aghanims or even a Force Staff. He's got enough gold for he's got enough gold for half the Aghanim. Anything else he can grab right away. Force Staff, Blink Dagger, whatever he chooses. Even Boost Travel right now he can go for. But anyways, pressure coming in on the tier 2 tower. We got 4 heroes beating on this, and it's likely to fall here. Not much there. Oh my god, what a deny by the Shadow Fiend. He gets the Demonic Purge out on that Bane, trying to slow him down. Dazzle comes into this fight, trying to make something happen, and pops off the Shallow Grave, gets off all of his spells, and oh my god, I can't believe this Viper is still alive. Is he gonna die? Not. Oh my god. Dazzle and Shadow Demon have both taken a fall, but Bane falls in return. They're looking for that Mirana, but she leaps herself away, and will be escaping for now. And his arrow flies in, catches off that Forge Spirit, and that is, that's a thing. Arrows sitting Forge Spirits. So we got drums up on Clockwork now, and he's got himself some power treads as well. So he's got a couple of his core items up. He's not been making a huge impact in this game though. He hasn't been. He's gotten a couple really good cogs, like that one fight there where he got these people in. Oh my god, that was beautiful. He nailed it. But you know, that was about it. The rest of it, he's just been kind of doing his own thing, not really fighting. Bloody nose, dog on fire. All the excuses. I don't know what's going on. The dog who is on fire has a bloody nose. Cat holding a gun to my head. Oh man. Yeah, these guys are good. Anyways. Nose couldn't handle it, so no. Oh boy. Alright. So, what is there to talk about right now? We don't really have any exciting item pickups at this point. We do have the Viper going for that Mechanism Aghanims build, so he's got the mech, probably be looking towards that Ags with his next set of gold. And alright, so we're ready to go here. Wasn't too long a pause. I'm assuming that the first excuse was probably the real one, the bloody nose thing, which really sucks, but who knows, man, who knows? I don't know. And Timbersaw now has a soul booster, but is relatively poor aside from that. Actually, never mind, he's got his full bloodstone. It came to him on the courier there. 403 has a bloodstone pre 20 minutes. That is pretty damn good. Still just sitting on brown boots, and he doesn't have a TP, so not having all the items he needs. But anyways, Dazzle working towards that mechanism himself. He is about got. Oh my god, gets clipped by that arrow, and that might be it for him. He's really low, and one more auto attack, but he does manage to Shallow Grave. Oh, the stun duration just barely not enough, and Dazzle will escape that. Drum's getting popped off for absolutely no reason, and looks like we got some pressure on the top tier 1. No. Anyways, up in the mid lane, we got a cold snap out on this Viper. They're looking for a meteor drops right on top of his face. He is toast for sure. Pops off that mechanism, but I don't know if there's any way he's going to escape this. He's trying to run away, but negative urn charges go down, the disruption goes down, they chase him down, and there he goes. Viper drops 400 gold, going the way of that Shadow Demon, and well-deserved kill. They worked really hard for that. Lots of abilities getting thrown out for that, and oh, there it is.
Radiant's top tower is
Morphling just farming up on this bottom lane, actually doing all right for himself now. He's 55 and 13, but he's still behind that Mirana, which is the bar we were kind of setting for him in this game, because everybody else was trading pretty evenly, but Morphling needed to pull ahead because he was kind of left alone while Mirana started moving around the map. So he should be doing a little bit better, but I mean, like just like missing that one creep there. That stuff really matters when you've got free farm like this. You got to really pay attention. You kind of got to go just tunnel vision and just hit the creeps, hit the creeps, hit the creeps. Anyways, Invoker still sitting on top of the last hit chart and doing pretty well for himself. Looks like he's going straight towards the Aghanim. Aghanim's not really going for any of the mobility items in the Blink Dagger or the Force Staff. You can generally get away with this if you feel you've got a good team to bolster your front line, but I generally love the Blink Dagger first on Invoker just because it gives you so much positioning, so much chase ability. Anyways, we see a big gank coming out here on the Morphling. Gets caught out by the ultimates of both Clockwork and the Viper, but with that strength gain, he just turns on the strength gain, grabs himself 2,000 health out of nowhere, and just walks away from it. So he's going to be able to escape. And Earn Charge not doing much for him since he's got no health, but he's just going to TP back to base. He does have a replicate up, so he's going to be able to snap back to wherever he was, whenever he wants. The top lane, Timbersaw, shout out to Demon, pushing that in a little bit, but it's going to be nothing more than creep damage at this point. Mirana farming herself up in the top lane. She's going to be getting herself a nice handy bunch of gold. Like I said, her and Morphling trading pretty evenly, 67 and 63 on Morphling and on Mirana and Morphling respectively.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Lane here, Morphling just trying to farm up. Looks like he could be either going for a Manta first or a Linken's first. Could be either of the two. Linken's would be really good in this game because it does block the Mirana arrow. Anyway, Shallow Grave on this Dazzle, but I mean, he's not going to survive for more than a few seconds there. And the Nightmare goes out on that Timbersaw, so they're looking to pick him off. The arrow is not there quite yet, but he Timber chains himself away underneath that tower, and he will escape. So 12 to 11 is your kill score now. Power Falcons still in the lead, but just barely. Undead Phoenix still trying to pull this back and doing a really decent job of playing that aggressive game they wanted to. Like I said, Power Falcons still just kind of sitting at the top on both the EXP and gold charts, but it hasn't changed in a while. And you know, if they start to really make these aggressive plays happen and get the gold in the right places on their Clockwork, on their Viper, on their Venomance, or on their Clockwork, on their Mirana, on their Viper, then you know, they'll really start to be able to abuse this game. Anyways, oh, this is hilarious. If you replicate a Viper as Morphling, he will continuously take permanent damage from the replicate. Because if they both have corrosive skin and the replicate takes 1 point, or if the replicate attacks Viper once, they both proc corrosive skin on each other. Because this corrosive skin is dealing damage to this guy, who's then proccing corrosive skin, who's then proccing damage to this guy, and it goes back and forth. So you can see Viper running around. It just keeps refreshing, and that is just, it's hilarious. I love it. I kind of forgot about how Morphling semi-counters Viper. I mean, it's not fantastic until you get like level 3 replicate, and then you can just kind of keep it on forever. So it's kind of a goofy little thing, but it's hilarious to see. I mean, he's Viper only took like 400 damage from that, but it's still just 400 damage for a 25 mana ability. It's kind of funny. Anyways, Nick's gonna walk right past the sentry, so they know he's there. They're pinging it out, and Morphling is just running back to his tower. Might even want to use a waveform here, but he feels he's safe. Just walks under there anyways. Nick's gonna be looking for him behind the tower, but does not find anything, and decides to just impale himself a ranged creep. He gets pinged out, but nothing there to stop him. Up in the top lane, we got pressure on this tier 1 tower, and this one is going to fall. No question about it. There is a fortify if they really want to defend it, but there would be next to no point right now. They do let it drop, and Voker grabs the gold for that, and he's a very rich man right now. He's got himself an Aghanims, 2,000 gold in the bank, and he can really buy whatever he wants now. Pushing in towards this mid lane here, we've got a couple of Forge Spirits chunking off the armor. Actually, no, Forge Spirit armor reduction did not work on towers. Thought it did for some reason. That's Desolator. Anyways, was there another? Oh yeah, it looks like there was a Viper replicate, but it got destroyed before anything could happen. Oh no, it jumps away. Oh, it went down to mid lane. I was like looking for it everywhere. Anyways, yeah, Dazzle is invisible, is spotting this out as the Mirana charges forward, and the Clockwork is there. Also got a. Is that their ward? Yeah, they've got a ward there. It does get dewarded, but they find themselves a Mirana. She's going to try to leap away, and she does manage to escape. Will they chase this? No, they won't. Arrow flies out. Oh my god, it catches the invisible Dazzle there. Oh my god, Clockwork hooks in. He's looking to see what he can do here. Pops off the battery assault, but that does not hit invisible units. Pops off cogs to see if he can push someone away. And, jeez, that was close. That was close. I held my breath, but no reveal there for the Dazzle. He does not fall. And halfway to the Aghanims for the Viper, so a little bit behind the curve. He's not been farming as well as he should have been, but you know, he's doing all right. He's sitting at the 4th highest DS, just behind the Morphling and just on top of the Timbersaw. So gold spread pretty even, just barely in the favor of Power Falcons, which is where that gold disparity comes from on the charts. Actually, it's a little bit more now that the tower gold has come their way. They do have 2 more towers, which gives their team a couple thousand gold each time a tower drops. So that's mostly the disparity we're looking at here. But Spears just scouting out. Game kind of returned to a passive state where both teams are just grabbing those core items and farming up the waves, making sure they're ready for their next engagement. Morphling picks himself up a quick Lincoln Sphere, so that's going to be his choice. And like I said, fantastic item, especially in this game. I can't remember if Lincoln Sphere procs on a Clockwork Hook, but it will most certainly block the Viper ultimate, it will block the Mirana arrow, it will block anything from Bane, and it will block the mana burn from Nyx. So he's got a fair amount of spells that can knock it off, but there is also a fair amount of spells that will be irrelevant for initiating, such as the Nightmare / Fiend's Grip. Stack Creep Amp here, Morphling's gonna come farm that up, and some more gold in his pocket. He's slowly starting to approach that max CS. So like I said, he was aiming to overtake that Mirana and really just play it safe and farm because his team has given him that space. So they've really just given him the room to accelerate. Now he's 20 CS above the Mirana, who was otherwise his counterpart in this game. And if we look at her, she's trying to farm up as well, but all she has is a Yasha, Phase Boost, and the Aquila. Now, big gank on the Dazzle, forced to use the Shallow Grave on himself, gives the team just enough time to run in here, drop a meteor. Oh my god, he's so low, but he does get picked off by an arrow from that Mirana. The Midnight Shadow goes out and tries to save some heroes, but that's about it. Bane is going to manage to escape from that. See a big Sunstrike coming up, but it does not manage to catch Bane. He's gone the other way, but they do catch him. Just a glimpse of vision gives them enough that they need to see out there. Timbersaw is still looking for this, but he's in danger zone now. He's gotten a little bit too far away from his team, and Fiend's Grip goes out on him. They're going to try to chunk him down. Big Tornado comes in, only knocked up the Mirana and the Viper. Viper ulti goes out to try to chase down that Timbersaw. Timbersaw still not falling. We'll see if he does in a moment. Morphling just man-moding this with the strength gain up. The Viper does fall to him and the Timbersaw combined. Mirana is now having herself a bad time. Tries to leap away, but she is almost certainly going to fall. Sunstrike! Yes! Gets the kill. And 4 kills down for Power Falcons. So, wow.
Dire's middle tower
Wow.
attack.
They are playing this
bottom
just so
tower
well. Like I said, they've been
top tower is
they've been
under
playing the
attack.
slow and steady game, but it just paid off for them. They're coming into that fight with a lot of abilities up and just managing to catch the right engagement. Like I said, Dazzle fell really early on, but he was able to Shallow Grave himself. He stalled just long enough so that the Invoker could come in, drop a fantastic meteor, and Timbersaw could just come in and do what Timbersaw do. Just bash, bang, boom, that was it. Anyways, Roshan going down now. It is scouted out that there is a hero waiting here by the Shadow Demon, but the Roshan drop, Aegis is picked up, and there's not going to be a hook for the Clockwork. So, uncontested Roche. Only thing to hinder them was a single rocket flare that flew into that pit, and that wasn't all that much. Now we're looking at a 17-12 kill score in favor for Power Falcons, and we saw on the gold graph that it was holding steady at about 5k gold in the favor of Power Falcons. It was like that for about 5 to 8 minutes, and now we see that it shot even further up. 10k advantage now on the gold graph, and in the EXP we're looking at a much similar score. That one actually shot up a lot steeper because of that last team fight, but it's gone from about a 2500 advantage to a 10,000 advantage. So doing really good here. Double damage rune spotted up by the Shadow Demon. No one really to pick that up. I'm kind of concerned about the fact that he's leaving that because that leaves it open to the enemy team, but nobody really has vision on that, so you don't really know to go check that. Anyways, Viper's still struggling to find that Aghanim's gold. Like I said, we checked in on him not 4 or 5 minutes ago, and he was only about 600 gold down, and still had the exact same item. So he's now got enough for one more item, but he's going to need another 1,000 to finish that off. Morphling running right into the enemy team, and Fiend's Grip getting wasted on the Lincoln Sphere. Waveforms into the trees, but he does get spotted out and arrowed up. Impale, hook shot. They're looking to finish him off in the trees with the vision from that flare. But he does have the Aegis, and he's going to survive in the trees for now. He doesn't have a TP though. He waveforms out. He's going to try to survive with that strength gain, but the Nightmare comes out. They caught him in with 3 heroes. Oh my god, Death Cage there. They do manage to finish off the Morphling, and he disconnects actually. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got a disconnect. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. So, big gank. Killed off that Morphling. How much gold was that? 460. So he was doing all right. He'd mostly been farming all game though, so he is not public enemy number 1. But he does offer a very juicy bounty in the fact that Morphling has just been uncontested farming. Like I said, he is just underneath that Invoker now. He was sitting at the top of the CS charts from like minute 1 pretty much. So yeah, we've seen Necronomicon pick up on the Invoker now. So not opting for any of those conventional mobility items on the Invoker. Generally, as Invoker, you'll want to pick up, you know, a Force Staff, a Blink Dagger, even a Yule. It's just something that gives you the ability to position yourself for all of your abilities to maneuver around the map. And you know, he's just opted not to go for either of those. He goes for the Necronomicon Aghanim's, so he's got the ability. Oh my God! Look at that! Look at that! Look at that micro, man. He gets his Forge Spirit to break the Nightmare that was on the on his melee Necro Creep, so that his melee Necro Creep could finish off that tower. What a play! What a player! Look at this guy. 17 minutes in. We're 30 minutes in, or I meant to say 30 minutes in. We are 17 kills in for Power Falcons and 13 for Undead Phoenix. So totals up 30 at 30, 1 kill a minute. Pretty steady pace for this game. Like I said, we've seen kind of a common trend of both teams backing off, playing it safe, farming up, and then as soon as one of them feels confident, they jump in for the engagement with the other. And it's gone both ways all game, but kind of just turned into a farm and brawl, farm and brawl, farm and brawl, and that's how that game's been run. So Nick's seeing that there was a, oh my God, sees the Invoker with the double damage illusion. Wow, oh my God, he just scared the hell out of him. Is he actually gonna get that ward? Oh my God, this Invoker illusion just scared the hell out of the entire enemy team and de-wards their D-ward while they're doing it. That is fantastic. I've never actually seen an illusion pick up a rune before, so I wonder if they clicked on him and realized he doesn't have any spells invoked. That should be pretty telling, because never at any point after invoking his first spell will Invoker ever not have an ability down here.
Is under
so,
attack.
Interesting. Anyways, down at the bottom here, we've got Mirana farming up these Ancients with her Manta Style, so she's got herself a fair bit of gold now. Like I said, she is still about 20 CS behind this Morphling, but the top farmers in the game are all within 40 CS of each other. Some more lag, asking for a reconnect. US West is just not very friendly today. This is both teams' local server. They both asked for US West. So the lag issues are more server side than, you know, engagement side. So, anyways. The top lane, Morphling is still farming up. Looks like he wants to move towards a Manta, so he's got himself a Lincoln Sphere. And we'll be heading towards a second Ultimate Orb. The first, of course, being built into that Lincoln Sphere. The second will be built into the Manta Style. And you'll see many illusion, much stats. Clockwork now looking like he wants to get an Aghanim's of himself. He's sitting on the same half of it that Viper was stuck at for so long. Viper does now have his Aghanim's, but Clockwork sitting on that exact same Ogre Club and Point Booster. See some lovely dicks being drawn on the map. Fantabulous. Loving it. There's even like spray coming out of it. Very mature players we have here on the Amateur Dota 2 League. I can't say I'm not laughing. I can't say it. I don't care. Drawing dicks is funny. It looks like the Nyx is back, and we are ready to get back underway. What is this drawing? This looks very precise. It looked planned. I'm not sure what he's doing. Now they're just like scribbling. Like, what is this? These guys. Alright. So, anyways, back into this game. Mirana's still farming up the Ancients. And, yeah. Viper now sitting on his core build, finally getting those items that he needs. But, you know, I don't know if it's going to make too much of a difference this game. Because it doesn't really stop Timbersaw, because he Timber Chains away and he's tanky as hell, so it's really not going to take off as much of his health as they'd like. People still drawn on the map. Come on, guys. Jesus Christ. Shadow Demon, I mean, if he gets really caught out by that, he can disrupt himself. Dazzle can always Shallow Grave himself. Invoker can always you know, turn on the Quas stacks and try to get some extra regen. He is more susceptible to it than the others, but Morphling, I mean, if it goes onto his Lincoln Sphere, then, you know, that's it. They have to pop the Lincoln Sphere beforehand. So, still, maybe not the best build for Viper this game. Generally, that is the best build for Viper because you get that tankiness, you get that damage output, you know, you become a real team machine. But, you know, it's, in this game, he might have been safer to go for something like a Manta just so that he has pure damage output against this really kind of dodgy, safe team. So top tier 2 drops, and it looks like we're going to have an engagement here. Cold Snap goes out on this Nyx assassin, he drops really quickly. First person to die in this fight. Disruption going out onto the Shadow Demon himself, and looking for that Clockwork now. The Bane has fallen back on the back end. They're still looking for this Viper. He's trying to fight his way out of this, but he is just going to fall. The Dazzle does Shallow Grave himself, and a Shadow Wave will save him. Clockwork did manage to get himself out of that, but that is about it. And we're looking at a tier 3 here. I don't think there's anything Undead Phoenix can do to stop this unless they get some buybacks and a serious good team fight. Oh my god, that arrow. If he had walked back a step further, the damage would have been enough to finish him off. Actually, no, damage doesn't scale with
Dire's structures are fortified.
yeah, damage is just constant. Okay,
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But, man, so careful. Decent Impale goes out and he pops. What? Why didn't Morphling get stunned there? That was a little awkward. Alright, whatever. So, Nyx drops, going in on this rack, and this rack is going to fall for sure. Cold Snap goes out on this Bane as he tries to defend. Why even bother, man? There's a full team there, and dropping the first racks, Undead Phoenix is going to call GG. I think this might have been a little bit of a premature GG. They might have been able to pull something out if they got a really good team fight, but they do call it, and they save themselves the stress. So, that game is going to it for this series. We've got a 2-0 in the favor of Power Falcons, so that will push their point total up to 7, which puts them, depending on the outcome of Team Lucid's game tonight, that will put them in first place. If Lucid took a 2-0, then they will both be tied for first, again at 7 points, but Power Falcons definitely dominating their division, taking a 2-0 off of Undead Phoenix, the tied for 4th place team, and potentially even worse after tonight. So, what a game. What a game. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't think there's any more games to cast for the night, but I am going to keep my stream open and play some pub games with my friends. But I'm going to take a quick break. We'll, take maybe 10-15 minutes while I go get some food, go get myself some water, relax. But anyways, if you're done for the night, if you're done watching my stream, done watching on Dota TV, thank you guys so much for watching. It has been a pleasure to cast for you. If you enjoyed my casting, please check me out at my YouTube channel at Cptn.Canuck Dota, Cptn.Canuck Dota. You can also find me on Twitter at the same tag, Cptn.Canuck, or at Cptn.Canuck Dota. As well, if you're watching my Twitch channel right now, please give me a follow, a like, whatever you can. I would absolutely love it. And we'll see you guys again next time. Check me out Thursday. I'll be casting more AD2L games. And this Saturday, I will be casting the Tactic Hive Alpha Cup, which is going to be a all weekend long tournament. They're going to be playing over the course of Saturday, and the playoffs will be on Sunday. So once again, check me out. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're interested in watching some random games that I play with my stack of friends, then stay tuned, and we will get into that in after a short break. Thanks guys again, and we'll see you next time.